I don't want to be around people who all you care about is social media. You judge people's value based off of that, or your whole life is social media. You don't really know how to live otherwise. I also don't want to be around people where you don't know how to be present, how to like be around people without pulling your phone out.
Welcome to Suite Nubia Chats. This is where your group chat comes to life. I'm sharing real talk from Black women who aren't afraid to keep it 100. We're diving into everything from work drama and relationships to mental health and those "did that really just happen" moments or social media.
It's too much.
If you're ready for unfiltered opinions, good vibes, and lots of laughs, you're definitely in the right place. Tap that subscribe button because trust me, we're going to chat about the conversations that matter.
What up, yo? Get off the web. Yo, get off the...
This content is created under the principles of fair use. Suite Nubia Chats videos include commentary, criticism, and educational content that is protected under fair use guidelines. I may use copyrighted material for the purpose of discussion and analysis, always with the intention of adding original value and context. All intellectual property rights remain with their respective owners.
Let's be real, man. This generation has normalized a lot of nonsense, and it's about time someone started calling it out. Some of the things that we've accepted as normal is not only destroying our generation, but also the standards for the generations to come. We've normalized cheating, we've normalized selling your body online, we've normalized the mockery of God, we've normalized chasing clout, seeking validations from others, and comparing our own lives to fake, filtered versions of reality. This constant pressure to flex and to look a certain way online is the reason why so many people are unhappy with the way that their lives are right now. Social media has lost souls, influencing lost souls. We've normalized chasing pleasure over purpose, so as long as something feels good in a moment, then it must be good for us long term as well. But short-term satisfaction does not lead to long-term fulfillment. Everyone is constantly trading all the things that are worthwhile chasing in this life for constant temporary highs, and they're wondering why they still feel so empty. And the crazy thing is that when you come against this nonsense and actually speak out, you get labeled as judgmental or outdated or whatever they want to call you. But I'm telling you, we need to stop settling for what everyone else has made normal nowadays and start setting a higher standard for our own lives. So yeah, I'm here calling it out because our generation has normalized a lot of nonsense, and it's about time that we start asking ourselves, are these things okay? If you want to create something better for your life, relationships, purpose, peace, money, happiness, you're going to have to separate yourself from everyone else, reject the noise, and stand for something else.
I stumbled across the video I just showed you, and I immediately wanted to dive deeper into the shifty side of social media. As with most everything in life, there's the good and always the bad that follows right behind. But when it comes to social media, we often forget how quickly its negative side can seep into our minds and taint our views, how we relate to people, our character, morals, and even the perception of ourselves. The world of social media can truly become a dangerous place when we overindulge, not being mindful of when to turn it off. It's time we really talk about it. I've found Black women who've gathered their own thoughts, opinions, and observations about social media's dark side. So let's get into it, because this conversation is needed and it's just getting started. It's time to pull back the curtain and expose the truth.
People literally come on this internet every single day and just straight up lie to people. They lie about the money they make, they lie about the things that they do, they lie about the things they have, from their cars to their homes. It's like so rampant, and the more that I've been working in this industry, the more that I'm able to pick up on it and see it. People just eat it up. They just eat it up every single time. Actually really sad and shocking, and I don't know why I'm just venting, but people that you think trust them and you kind of build something, you build like a rapport with them, and they get up on this internet and they lie to sell you things, courses, products, a lifestyle, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Does that not freak you out? Am I the only one that is like, this freaks me out? That's the thing, they just get away with it. Like, if someone is just, all their content is about all the money that they make, or just all their wins, it's win after win after win after win, you need to have some discernment, because they're making money off of you.
Social media has really rotted a lot of people's brains, and it's so scary to see what's to come as a result. I'm already seeing so much like negative attributes that it has on our society and the generation to come as a whole, but we still have yet to truly see like how far this can go. We have never had a generation that has had this much access to information and to technology, this advanced, this early in the game. Like, everybody alive today knows what it's like for technology to exist. But social media has taken it so far in terms of expectations and perception and the way we perceive life and the way we perceive ourselves. It's terrifying to see what it's going to bring when these kids get older.
Okay, so I'm at the point right now in my life where I feel like something is off. Like, I think social media is really great when it comes to connecting and sharing your ideas and your lifestyle and all that stuff, right? And I'm an influencer, so I share this as well with you guys, whether it's paid or not. But I'm kind of getting to the point now where it's like, before somebody else tells me what to buy, how to look, how to live, how to decorate my apartment, like, what do I want to do, right? So I think the other great thing is that on social media, you get to connect with people who are like you or have similar interests and tastes. That's different. But I mean, for me, at least, I want to make sure that it's for me and I like what I like and I get to choose before I'm influenced by someone else to live or look or do certain things. I think it's so easy to get lost in this world. And now I'm like, what does Neoma want? Like, what do I like? Well, how do I want to do this? Like, that's what I'm really focused on. And I just want to be very mindful of that. Am I the only one that's kind of feeling like, whoa, I don't want to do the lace frontal. I like the braids. Or like, I don't want new decor because all the Instagram baddies got new decor. I want the new decor because I actually don't want the new decor. I like color. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the point where I'm at. Is it just me?
I feel like social media makes you feel as though you have to forfeit one for the other. Like, if you're going to have a good partner, they're probably not going to make that much money. Or if you're going to have a partner that makes money, they're probably not going to be good to you. And honestly, it's kind of discouraging if you're really trying to date and trying to find somebody. And I feel like the majority of the conversations being had about relationships are just like on a, what can you do for me? And I'm like, okay, I understand wanting to have financial stability and things like that, but we're also people. We can marry for love now. Y'all know that, right? Yeah. And then there's this same people being like, well, love doesn't pay the bills. Well, what are we supposed to be getting married for? I'm so confused at this point.
I know I can't be the only person that thinks that those quote pages on Instagram, but they come from usually like Twitter, they're ruining our society, okay? They're ruining it. And the reason why I say that is the majority of the stuff that they post on those pages is just like so toxic, so detrimental. I'm talking about those pages like Justin LA Boy. He's a perfect example. Him, or the N-words be broke page that's on Instagram. I know y'all have seen that before, but it's like, I feel like pages like that, that's why like the dating scene, friendship scene, all the scenes and stuff is messed. People are going off of what other people are saying and what they see other people like, and then they're just running with it. Like, y'all don't know what what relationships these people be having with the people that they're friends with or their lovers or like their family and stuff. These could be terrible people, and you're taking advice from them. And then it seems like I'll block one page and then another one will come up. And it's just so annoying. And I feel like everyone is following exact things that these pages say. Or the things that I like to say, there's always keywords now. There's a keyword that's always floating around. The keyword that's floating now is delusional. Everyone's delusional. Everyone's talking about, I'm delusional this, I'm delusional that. I first saw this like phenomenon was with the word toxic. Oh my God, if I hear that word in a sentence that it's not supposed to be in, I'm gonna scream. Everyone claims to be toxic, like, oh, I'm a little toxic, I'm this and that. You need to seek help. Seek help. There is no way that we should have people walking around in society talking about I'm toxic, and they're saying it as if it's like it's a good thing, like it's something that they should be proud of, it's a badge of honor. It's disgusting. It's also disgusting to walk around talking about you're delusional and all this stuff. It's just so stupid. It's just so annoying. There's always a trending word that's going on now. Everything for the next month or 2 months is going to be geared towards that word. Or everything that you're going to see on social media is going to be geared towards that word, because that's what's going to be pushed in the algorithm. That's what's going to get people more likes and everything. And it's stupid. This stuff is ruining our society. It really is. That's why you have people living way beyond their means. You have kids that are unaliving themselves at the age of 12 in these very, very young ages. Is because they're trying to keep up with social media and what social media is telling them what to do.
Sis, we're just getting started. But before we check out more videos, I can't forget to share with you my Suite Nubia online store. Visit www.etsy.com/shop/Suite Nubia. It's where we celebrate the beauty, style, and the dynamic nature of Black women through an exquisite collection of art prints you can hang on your home or office walls. Suite Nubia is more than just art prints. They're a statement of pride, culture, individuality, and visually stunning pieces that capture the essence of Black femininity. And of course, I have a special discount for you if you choose to grab a few prints to beautify your space or gift to someone you love. Purchase 3 or more art prints and you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase. The discount will be automatically applied at checkout. Plus, you'll receive free shipping. Now make sure you get yours today. Now back to the video.
What I don't like about social media is the audacity that it gives people. People feel comfortable to come write hate comments under your post. They act like you guys are very familiar, like you know each other. It's like typically on a normal day, these people that write all these things under your post, they can't even walk up to you in person. But then social media has made it so okay for people to just be unnecessarily mean. Like, it's crazy.
We have to look into like what it's doing to people's self-esteem and the validation, the dopamine kick, like constantly scrolling, and then you see yourself get 1,000 likes one day and then you get 50 likes one day. Like, you have to think about subconsciously what that is doing to people's self-esteem. It's getting to the point where people are not getting validation in real life, or they just don't see true value or worth in themselves outside the validation of a like or follow. So in turn, people are like literally trying to get that dopamine kick off of a like or off of a follow. And then when they don't get it, it's almost like they're going through withdrawals. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, social media should really be classified as a drug. Like, maybe that's extreme, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
so I just had to delete the Instagram app off my phone. I feel like I have lost touch with reality. I feel like when I get on that app, it's negative. I feel like I'm comparing myself to other people and where other people are at, instead of being grateful and thankful for where I'm at. Because at one point in my life, I prayed to be where I'm at right now. And it's like, now that I'm here, I'm constantly wanting more and more and more, because I see people online doing more and more and more. And it's like, I don't know the background of how they got there or what they're doing to get there, but because I can see it, I'm comparing it to what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not where I want to be, or just comparing myself, and that's the thief of joy. And I need to just stop and smell the roses while I'm here. Like, enjoy where I'm at this point in time in my life, and be blessed that I'm here, I'm alive, and I can do and be what I am right now.
I know this is easier said than done, but stop watching other people live their life. When you spend so much time consuming how other people live their lives, it doesn't help you to live yours. The moment that you are watching someone's content and you realize that you're no longer feeling motivated by it, but rather you're starting to criticize yourself, that is the fine line that you need to pay attention to. Because now you're starting to believe you're not qualified, you don't have what it takes, it's never going to happen for you. And the reality is that is not true. What is true is that energy is called self-sabotage, because now you're trying to talk yourself out of having success or going after what it is that you want. Why? Because it doesn't look like how that other person's looks. And so therefore you believe that it's not possible for you. And if that's your determining factor, let me remind you of something. Yours will never look like theirs because you're not them and they are not you. And one more thing, staring often brings on an energy of comparing. So if you're actually trying to live, you're going to have to start monitoring and gauging just how much you're watching.
At a certain point down the line, 5-10 years from now, we are going to come out with a study, or someone's going to release a study that's going to show the negative effects of social media on the brain, on development, on your life happiness. There are going to be so many negative impacts of social media. I guarantee it. It is not healthy for an adult, much less a child, to have this much access and exposure to so many people's thoughts, feelings, opinions in real time, non-stop. I was recently talking to my niece. She's 11 years old, and we're just talking about how school is going, how summer camp is going, what she wants to come out of the school year. And I asked her, I was like, what do you think your biggest challenge is right now? And she was like, well, I don't have a cell phone like my other friends. Her mom won't let her get a phone, which, good job, mom. But anyways, and I asked her, I was like, what do you want a cell phone for? Like, what do you feel like you're missing out on not having a cell phone? Because I distinctly remember being 11 years old, and a cell phone was not something I thought about. But anyways, she goes, I want to get on Snapchat like my friends. Baby girl is 11. And my first thought is, who are your peers at 11 years old with Snapchat? Why do they have Snapchat? And where are their parents? Do their parents even know they're on this app? And even if they do, it doesn't matter. Because I think a lot of parental controls make parents think that, oh, I have access, I know what's going on. But do you really know what's going on? Do you really know what's going on? Because kids these days are smart. Where there's a will, there's a way, and there are so many things that you can get around. Sure, you may be blocking it on your kid's phone, but what about your kids' peers with friends who don't have parents that are as diligent? What about that? Yeah, shout out to my niece's mom, because she is the truth. And I'm so glad she's putting her foot down and not letting my niece get a phone or social media at 11, because no 11-year-old needs social media. Nobody under the age of 18 needs social media. I would argue that because of the way our brains develop, no one under the age of 21, maybe not even under the age of 25, needs social media. That may be a controversial take. We can talk about it at a later date, though. The extent to which people are willing to go to do anything for clout, views, shares, likes, clicks, it's insane to me. A couple of weeks ago, no, this was a couple of years ago, but it was brought up again because I laughed about the story. I was talking about my husband, and somebody thought I was lying about being married because I don't have him on my social media pages. What? Has couple pages warped people's brains so much that they think every single relationship, in order for it to be a real and tangible thing, they must be on social media together at all times? This is also personally why I will never subscribe to, follow, keep up with any couple on TikTok, Instagram, any social media platform, because it's weird. It's levels to this weirdness I don't even want to talk about. But yeah, I'm so grateful I grew up in a time before social media, because it's getting weird.
Men use social media to fake their success. Women use social media to fake their beauty. And when these two get into a relationship, they both use social media to fake their happiness.
So I found this on the app formerly known as Twitter, and I am so glad that this therapist here put this out here, because this is something that I've really been thinking about lately. A lot of people really enjoy the social validation that they get from being in a relationship, and social media has provided the perfect platform for people to essentially show off and get all of that validation. And the influence of social media has really influenced our expectations when it comes to dating and relationships, because, like this woman points out, it's not just enough to pick a partner. You have to make sure that your entire romantic relationship and your situation is a subject of envy, that it can make people feel like, there are couples goals, those are relationship goals. Your relationship is not going to look like what's being shown on social media. And the reason why is because most of what we see on social media is heavily curated. It is not an accurate depiction of people's real lives, real relationships. It's all a highlight reel. And so think about what it is that you're seeking when you are choosing a partner, when you're deciding to be in a romantic relationship. Is it that you want people to see what you have? You want people to see how happy you are that you have been chosen, and this is the greatest love story, and you guys are relationship goals. Most of the couples that are out here on social media trying to be relationship goals really ain't. I know a lot of y'all saw what's gone down with Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. If you're not aware of Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert and who they are, Tiana Taylor is a musical artist, and she was married to Iman Shumpert, who was an NBA player. They have gone through a very nasty divorce, which has now since been finalized. But for a long time, before we knew what was going on with those two, they were considered to be black love goals, relationship goals. And how did we come to that conclusion? By what we saw on social media. We don't know these people, and we need to stop comparing ourselves to people who we don't know and to situations that we're only seeing bits and pieces of. And this is honestly why I really recommend the folks that I work with in my coaching and psychotherapy practices. I highly recommend to take regular social media breaks because social media really does convince us that we're always lacking something. We look on social media and we start playing the comparison game thinking, oh, they're so much happier than I am. Their life is so much better. Their life is so much funner and more exciting. Their relationship is more fulfilling. When we're basing these assumptions on images and things that have been edited to create a narrative. So I say all that to say is that dating and relationships these days has not just become about personal fulfillment. It's also become about the social capital that comes with having the audience to validate how perfect and wonderful your relationship is. And guess what? Nobody's is.
This is your reminder to still guard your heart, even from people on social media that you think you'll never meet, but you're lusting about them in your mind. You're comparing them to your imaginary husband or wife. You're watching their videos over and over again and then creating scenarios in your head of dating them. That is dangerous territory, because what we do is we start putting that person as a filler, and then when God sends the actual person that we want and need, we compare them to someone on social media that we've never met before. I have been healing for a hot minute. I have not talked to nobody in 4 years. That doesn't mean people haven't tried, but I have exercised my no faithfully. But I recently came across a TikTok page with some young men that can sing R&B. And hot diggity dog, they look good. And the singing, the type of songs they're singing, 90s R&B, that's all in your feelings. So I find myself watching different videos, and a lot of them are funny, but now I'm over here like, oh, I want my husband to be able to sing to me. Okay, that wasn't a desire until I started watching these videos. Then there's some videos where you can tell that the person filming is a girl. She makes it very clear that she's there. And I found myself getting upset. Like, why they got another girl filming their videos? She needs to be quiet. Who is she? Break up with her. Who am I to be getting mad about strangers living the life they were living before I ever came across their page? And that's how I knew I was in dangerous territory. And being a professor of psychology, and with what I know, these are often signs of lust trying to creep in. Lust is rooted in rejection. Demons don't play fair, and they don't run alone. So when you bring in lust, you bring in perversion, you bring in rejection, you bring in fear, you bring in heaviness, and you bring in poverty. Now, I don't have time to break down how all of those run together just from relationships, but usually if you have poverty in your soul, you have poverty in your finances. That even means you can have a lot of money, but you're not responsible with it, and you're still attracted to people who have broken souls. So I had to guard my heart and say, maybe you need to stop looking at this page. Maybe you have to come back in reality, because honestly, looking at someone else that can't talk back to you, it feels safe. But that's also a move that cowards do so they don't have to date in the real world and they don't have to fear rejection. That will not be my portion. So I hope that you learn this lesson and set boundaries with yourself and understand what activities you need to bow out gracefully from. And most importantly, do better.
Social media isn't real. You hear it all the time. I know. But the thing is, I think that a lot of us still forget when we are in the depths of watching other people live their lives on social media, that a lot of it can very much be not real. No matter how much you hear it, I know it can be incredibly difficult to remind yourself of that when you're watching the ins and outs of someone's day and wondering how it could possibly not be real.
Of course, not going to go into any details or name any specifics, but with how many conversations I've had lately about people that I have seen on social media that other people know in real life, and I am finding out that a lot of the people that I think look like they have the picture perfect life on social media have some messed up things going on behind the scenes. And sometimes I think that people want their lives to look perfect, so they're purposely misleading you, but sometimes it's also the fact that people are misleading themselves because they want their lives to be something that it isn't, and they're trying so hard to convince themselves that that is what it is, and that's just what they portray on social media. But regardless, know that there can be a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you got to be able to see past it.
Billy and the goat. Oh, Billy and the goat. Oh, Billy and the goat. Ah!
I could post right now that I'm in a relationship, looking happy. Post right now I'm on vacation. Post every day I'm so happy, living my best life, what people be saying. And really be going through hell behind the scenes. Y'all gotta understand that life is out here in the real world. And that people can show you what they want to show you on the phone and on the internet and on these apps. Some people just put on a facade. They gonna show you what they think they want you to view them as. Some people post and flex that they rich and they really not. Some people lie that they broke and they really not, just to get clout and, scam. People ain't gonna post their bad days every day and post them crying and for people to show they're going through something. They gonna post their happy moments.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but sis, you are due a break from social media. Yep, you're due a break from take the break from social media. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I took a break from social media towards the end of last year, where I just stopped kind of posting. I stopped scrolling as much. Like, I just really removed myself from social media, and oh my god, like, the way my mood improved, the way I was just so much happier, so much more present. And I'm speaking as somebody who even creates content on social media, right? Because I'm not against social media. I think social media is great. Social media has genuinely changed my life. But honestly, the effect and clarity and peace and just oneness that you get from just removing yourself from social media once in a while, to just have that space to just be present and not be scrolling. And I think the worst thing about social media and over consuming social media is comparison. Like, when you find yourself, now you're starting to compare yourself with other people, you're always going to see people like posting about their achievements. It's the nature of social media, posting about their lives, posting these idealistic kind of pictures and images of how things are, supposedly, and you automatically or subconsciously start to kind of compare yourself to that. Last year, one thing I really struggled with was comparison, and I think that if you find yourself in that space, first of all, unfollow anyone, including myself, that kind of makes you feel bad about yourself or makes you feel inadequate. And if social media is just starting to affect your mood and you just feel like it's making you not take action and it's actually crippling you, then you need to take a break from social media, because I know that it can be a lot. Like, seeing everyone just post their achievements and all these things that they've done can kind of make you feel like, oh, what have I done? And I just feel like, it's really important that you don't let these things affect you negatively. And if you find that it is, then definitely take a break from social media. Like, you'll thank yourself for it. Like, I did it and I've come back with just so much more like clarity. And yeah, it's just one of the best things I did. So definitely take that break from social media and thank me later.
So I'm scrolling down TikTok and I see this girl and she's crying, talking about how she's living out of her car, how she's been living out of her car and how life is hard and all this other stuff. So instantly I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Everybody is having a hard time right now. Life is whooping everybody right now, whatever. So somebody in the comments said, but yet here she is on social media. So then they began to start saying little things to her. And then I noticed a change in her demeanor. She's like, well, it don't matter because everybody out here trying to live off of social media. And I am too. I'm tired of working and I'm just tired. And y'all all act like y'all perfect and we all out here. Okay, that's all fine, but you lost me when you said we all out here trying to live off of social media. No, we all are not, and social media is really what got y'all fucked up in the head, because you are basically trying to scam social media out of money, talking about, I'm just tired of working. We all tired of working. You think everybody that's making a way not tired of making a way? You think we all ain't out here struggling? You think everybody ain't tired of trying to figure it out? It's the fact that y'all want to use social media for every little thing, man. Get the fuck off social media. Go find yourself a job and apply yourself in real life. That is your problem. Y'all so hell-bent on wanting to be seen, gotta show everything, and then last but not least, now everybody want to try to get money from social media. I went viral by default. I was never up here saying, let me think of how I can go viral. Let me figure out how I can make some money off social media. I don't make no money off no social media. When I get up here, I'm speaking from the heart and from the spirit, and I make sure I keep my life together as best as I can in real life. I'm not going to get up here and preach nothing that I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to get up here trying to give y'all advice that I wouldn't take myself. I make sure that I walk what I talk. But to be on social media lying is crazy. Lying, talking about you living out of a car, trying to make people feel sorry for you so you can scam people out their hard-earned money is crazy. Y'all gotta take a break from social media, man. It's really frying y'all brains. Nobody wants to live with real life anymore. Everything is done for social media purpose. Get the fuck off social media and go take care of yourselves. Y'all mental.
Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
It's so crazy because I get on social media and lie every day. There is not a day that goes past that I don't lie on social media. Yesterday I told you I was with my ex. Me and my ex don't even talk. Look, I just lied again. One day y'all realize that you can deadass make your own reality with the social media shit. I can only show y'all good shit or only bad shit. I can show you other people's shit and say it's mine. Y'all never know what the f is going on. Son, I got a date with 4 people right now. They all think I drive a Hellcat. I got a BMW. Yo, son, when are y'all gonna realize that you have to do, this is not catfishing, right? I'm not lying. Well, I am lying, but facts. Listen, bro, believe half of what you see. How does shit go? Whatever the saying is, nigga, don't believe shit I post on social media.
I've been on social media for a very long time. I've seen its evolution, and to be honest, I don't like what I see. I don't like how vain it's become. I don't like the hate and lies that I've seen being spread. I don't like how it started to make people more disconnected. I don't like how it's ruined dating. I don't like how it's being used to influence the easily impressionable masses to be more selfish, more cold-hearted, more unkind, and more immoral as a whole. On the other hand, I've seen the blessing social media can be, the way it shed light on hidden truths, been used as a tool to help those in need, been a voice for those who've been overlooked, how it's turned regular people into superstars who can provide for themselves and their families. Its ability to spread awareness worldwide on topics that have been swept under the rug for years. I can't deny that social media has been a resource for solutions to combat so many problems we share as individuals. But somehow, the bad seems to outweigh the good. And it's unfortunate that it's not the other way around. But I've noticed that people usually take things to unnecessary extremes. It's your character, values, and morals that ultimately determine how you conduct yourself on social media. It's wisdom, self-control, and discipline that determine what it is you consume and allow to marinate in your spirit. And if you have clear understanding, you know that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We face spiritual battles every day. Despite its great attributes, social media has been used as the devil's playground. And if you don't guard your mind, your spirit, and your heart, you will end up losing your mind, crushing your spirit, and breaking your own heart. We have to know when to say enough is enough. Self-reflection is key. When we look within and be honest with ourselves, that's how we can begin to take the steps to transform our attitudes and behaviors for the better. As you recognize that your mood shifts to being anxious after consuming tons of social media, it's time to take a step back. If you sense a spirit of jealousy in your heart after scrolling for hours, that's an indication that you need to shut it down for a minute. If you find yourself feeling pressure to follow all of the latest trends, or you desperately feel the need to live an aesthetic you admire on social media, it's for sure time for you to think twice about detoxing and stepping back into real life. Anything done in excess is never a good thing. Don't fall victim to consuming hate. Protect your peace by avoiding the pitfall of constantly comparing yourself to others. Spend more of your time in self-development, reading books that educate you, working on hobbies that fulfill you, or spending time developing a business that you want to be successful. And don't forget to live, for real, in real life. Sow into your family in real life. Develop meaningful relationships with people you encounter in real life. Be grateful for the blessings God has given you in real life. Move with purpose and passion in real life. Figure out what assignment God created you to fulfill and pursue it passionately. We only have one life, and my hope is that we don't waste it scrolling nonstop, pretending to be something we're not, and getting lost in the smoke and mirrors of it all. Social media doesn't have to be dangerous, but it's your choice to decide whether to tread lightly or jump off into the deep end. Choose wisely. I'll see you on my next video. Take care. See you then. Thank you for watching.